When did Dr. B.R. Ambedkar introduce the final draft of the Constitution in the Assembly? A. November 4, 1947. B. November 4, 1948. C. November 4, 1949. D. November 4, 1950. How long did the Assembly discuss the final draft of the Constitution? A. 3 days. B. 4 days. C. 5 days. D. 6 days. When did the Assembly look at each part of the draft of the Constitution one by one during the discussions? A. November 15, 1948 to October 17, 1949. B. November 4, 1948 to October 26, 1949. C. November 14, 1948 to October 16, 1949. D. November 11, 1948 to October 14, 1949. Who helped write the Constitution of India? A. Sardar Patel. B. Jawaharlal Nehru. C. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. D. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. What is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar known as in relation to the Constitution of India? A. Father of the Nation. B. Father of the Parliament. C. Father of the Constitution. D. Father of the Judiciary. How many articles did the Constitution of India have? A. 300. B. 325. C. 350. D. 395. How many schedules did the Constitution of India have? A. 5. B. 6. C. 7. D. 8. What did Dr. B.R. Ambedkar request the Assembly to do on November 14, 1949? A. Discuss the Constitution further. B. Reject the Constitution. C. Accept the Constitution. D. Reconsider the preamble of the Constitution. When did the Assembly sign the Constitution of India? A. November 14, 1949. B. November 26, 1949. How many years did it take to complete the process of making the Constitution of India? A. 1 year. B. 2 years. C. 3 years. D. 4 years. When did the parts of the Indian Constitution related to citizenship, elections, and provisional parliament come into effect? A. November 4, 1948. B. November 26, 1949. C. January 26, 1950. D. December 14, 1950. What is the significance of January 26, 1950 in Indian history? A. It marks the signing of the Indian Constitution. B. It marks the demand for complete freedom. C. It marks the day India became a republic. D. All of the above. When was Purna Swaraj Day celebrated and what is its significance? A. January 26, 1950 and it marks the signing of the Indian Constitution. B. November 26, 1949, and it marks the demand for complete freedom. C. January 26, 1930, and it marks the demand for complete freedom. D. November 26, 1930, and it marks the signing of the Indian Constitution. What was the Indian Independence Act of 1947 and the Government of India Act of 1935? A. Old laws related to the government that were abolished with the implementation of the Indian Constitution. B. Important parts of the Indian Constitution. C. Laws related to the punishment of crimes in India. D. Laws related to the functioning of the Indian judiciary system. What was the Abolition of Privy Council Jurisdiction Act? A. A law related to citizenship in India. B. A law related to voting in India. C. A law related to punishments in India. D. A law related to the functioning of the Indian Parliament. Which date is celebrated as Republic Day in India? A. November 26, 1949. B. January 26, 1950. C. December 14, 1950. D. February 2, 1950. When were most of the provisions of the Indian Constitution implemented? A. November 26, 1949. B. January 26, 1950. C. December 14, 1950. D. February 2, 1950. What marks the commencement of the Indian Constitution? A. Its signing by the Assembly. B. The implementation of new laws related to government functioning. C. Its complete implementation. D. The Abolition of Privy Council Jurisdiction Act. When were old laws related to the government abolished? A. November 26, 1949. B. January 26, 1950. C. December 14, 1950. D. February 2, 1950. Except for which law were old laws related to the government abolished with the implementation of the Indian Constitution? A. Indian Independence Act of 1947. B. Government of India Act of 1935. C. Abolition of Privy Council Jurisdiction Act. D. None of the above. What subject was the Abolition of Privy Council Jurisdiction Act related to? A. Citizenship. B. Voting. C. Punishment. D. Government functioning. When did the Indian Constitution replace the Indian Independence Act of 1947 and the Government of India Act of 1935, along with changes related to the latter act? A. November 26, 1949. B. January 26, 1950. C. December 14, 1950. D. February 2, 1950. What did the implementation of the Indian Constitution signify for India? A. It marked the end of British rule. B. It marked the beginning of economic reforms. C. It marked the adoption of a non-violent philosophy. D. It marked the end of all political conflicts within India. Who was responsible for drafting the Indian Constitution? A. Jawaharlal Nehru. B. Sardar Patel. C. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. D. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. What did the Indian Constitution consist of? A. A preamble, 456 articles, and 10 schedules. B. A preamble, 395 articles, and 8 schedules. C. A preamble, 222 articles, and 6 schedules. D. A preamble, 300 articles, and 5 schedules.